So who's going to win the struggle between Donald Trump and a federal judge who ordered him to not deport alleged Venezuelan criminal gang members? Joining us is political analyst Chuck Todd, host of the Chuck Todd Cast, which you can find at thechucktoddcast.com.
Hey, the Chuck. It's not just
the Ohio State University, yeah.
Right. Yeah, you better make sure and copyright before they get to it.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll be fighting those guys in Ohio for it.
Right. It's not just the judge in that case who's being targeted by Republicans. Some members of Congress say that 5 Trump-defying judges need to be impeached. But what's the actual possibility that one of them gets removed from the bench?
Boy, I'd put it at less than 0 because remember, you need it's one thing to just takes a majority to impeach in the House, but then you have a Senate, and you're going to need 2/3 to get rid of that, and you're just not going to have those kind of numbers. But I don't think the votes are there in the House. I mean, there was an anonymous House member who said, "I don't know if I'm going to vote to impeach a judge simply because I disagree with a ruling." Right? That is sort of arguably the foundational idea behind checks and balances, the 3 branches of government, et cetera. So I think this is more conversation for the MAGA base, but I don't think it's going to meet reality on the floor of Congress.
So let me ask you, this judge is not very happy about the information that he's getting from the administration. Yeah. What are the chances that he's going to get what he wants?
Well, look, there was a report this morning that he got essentially a classified briefing, right? They filed a response under seal. The government did. So we're going to learn a lot today. We're going to see was there reason they didn't trust the judge, or was there reason they didn't want to put stuff in public? Perhaps they're going to make the case to him of the people that they do have on there. I mean, the issue was it didn't seem as if the government made an effort to discern who was a gang member and who wasn't, and didn't seem to provide that evidence at the beginning. But again, let's see what they did under seal. And we'll find out if the judge's mood has changed.
It was dramatic video, though, watching those alleged gang members, their heads down in shackles, being forced into that El Salvadoran prison. And I know there was a lot of cheering going on when people saw that video.
Look, this is what is politically brilliant about what Trump is doing and what the administration is doing just politically. And that is, it's putting Democrats or putting the left in a position we have to defend unpopular characters, right? Whether it's the Hamas supporter with the green card, whether it's alleged gang members being sent to a prison in El Salvador, whether it's a trans swimmer at the University of Pennsylvania. It is one of those things where Democrats are caught between, hey, we don't think this is right, even if we don't like these characters either, type of mindset. And it's not good politics. And as you said, there was cheering when you saw those. And I think people are the one thing, Donald Trump's policies are pretty unpopular across the board, except for one thing, the border. And I think that's what makes this a very tough issue for Democrats to try to exploit.
Well, and we had some major Democrats here in Arizona. Bernie Sanders at his Fighting Oligarchy rally at ASU yesterday talking to President Trump.
We will not allow you to move this country into an oligarchy.
So do you think that the progressive wing of the Democratic Party is going to be successful in fighting Trump policies?
Well, no, they don't have the votes. But the question is, are they going to be successful in doing one of two things, sort of taking over the intellectual and establishment leadership of the Democratic Party infrastructure, right? Are they going to win these primaries? Are they going to, is that where the energy is going to be? Or are they going to be angry and do what Bernie Sanders also hinted at this week? He told progressives, if you don't have to run as a Democrat, you can run as an independent. And do you see, instead of progressive primary challengers, independent progressives running, which end up probably just helping the right? So I think this is healthy for political parties to have these sort of intra-party fights. And I think this is the beginning of what's going to be a long year for the Democrats. It may make them healthier. I would argue the fight inside the Republican Party over Trump, if you look at the results today versus the fears and concerns of Republicans in 2015 and 2016, you could argue that at least power, and as far as power is concerned, the Republican Party is in a better place today than they were in 2015 when they were having this fight, very public fight. Now, we can have another debate about whether you think that's a good thing or not, but the facts about political power, those are right there.
Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot, Chuck. That is, once again, political analyst Chuck Todd, the host of the Chuck Toddcast, which you can find at thechucktoddcast.com.
Thanks for watching Arizona's Morning News. Click to watch more from KTAR News and hit the button in the middle to subscribe.